Campbell Newman has shrugged off being labelled a bully by an LNP insider. A member of the party's state council says the Premier has failed to argue credibly for job cuts. Party bosses say David Russell's comments displayed poor judgment and he's been counselled. Here's state political reporter Chris O'Brien.
On ABC Radio on the Gold Coast, the Premier was ready for action.
Don't shout at the radio. Get on the phone and ask the Premier yourself.
Shout at the Premier.
Can you? Yeah, well, there you go. You've got his permission.
There's been lots of shouting recently and some bad polls, but the Premier says he'll continue to make tough decisions.
I'm not at all interested in the opinion polls. I'm interested in doing the right thing.
Nor is he interested in criticism from within the LNP. In the Courier Mail, State Council member David M. Russell says most public servants have had it too good for too long. But he says the failure of the Premier and his advisers to coherently argue for the cuts condemns them as out-of-touch bullies playing merry hell with a big stick.
Well, it's easy from the cheap seats. And frankly, if he wants to be in political office, then put his hand up and become a politician as well.
If Mr Russell is saying it, then you can bet your bottom dollar that a lot of LNP members are saying it.
The Council of Unions doesn't want to be out of touch with the government.
The door has been open, and in fact, we were planning to meet on a regular basis every 8 to 10 weeks, and that hasn't happened.
This current episode of pressure and protests will culminate at budget time in a couple of weeks. Then, on the longer-term agenda, asset sales. The Premier has told a Gold Coast Bulletin business lunch he'd seek a mandate at the next election.
I'm not saying we're going to, but it's a simple fact. You will not bring the debt down below the $85 billion in a significant way unless you contemplate stuff like that.
And reducing debt is a Newman mantra. Chris O'Brien, ABC News, Brisbane.